Hey, konnichiwa, minasan, it's Gray from Wakizashi's Teahouse over in Japan. How are you doing? I hope you're good. I hope you're Genki. Today, have a bit of a surprise. It's a dual or a stereo comic book review. I have a good friend, Angry Canadian. How are you doing, AC?
Hey, what's up, folks? What's up, Gray? Thanks for having me come on and share my thoughts on this.
I appreciate you joining, mate. It was kind of a bit of a last minute decision, wasn't it? But I know that you've been watching some of the Spawn reviews I've been doing and you've been enjoying Gunslinger. What do you think recently of the what Todd McFarlane's doing with Spawn?
Well, for somebody like me who's like not super familiar with Spawn, I actually really enjoy it because it's easy to get into and not really get lost with all the different characters. I think his storytelling is really top tier, and I can follow along really easily. I'm not like who's this character and like getting confused with names and whatnot. Every character is very unique, very distinct, and I like his style of writing. It's very different than what I'm used to reading.
That's good to hear. Yeah, I know what you mean. He used to get quite well. He still gets criticism for his writing, but I like Gunslinger particularly because I just find it a lot of fun. It's easy to read, as you
Yes.
say, easy to follow, and even though there are quite a few characters, you don't really get lost. You know, he doesn't like what you call it bury you in dialogue, does he?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so this is Gunslinger Spawn, which is now just being called Gunslinger. It's issue 22. It came out on Wednesday, and it's written by, of course, Todd McFarlane, art by Brett Booth. So, AC, can I ask you first, what do you think of this cover?
I really enjoy the level of detail with the cape because the cape is definitely like any
Yeah,
Spawn's like signature what would you call that accessory to the costume, and you can just tell by the cape here like it's weathered, it's a little bit older looking because I mean this Spawn comes from the past, and so it looks really cool. And then you have the gun here. I mean just the detailing alone and the gloves and the gun, like it definitely looks like he zoomed in on the image and just started detailing it in with his fine pen or whatever. So it's really cool. I like this cover, and then the glowing eyes. It's really good. It's really cool.
me too. Yeah, I like that you picked out the detail on that gun, the old-fashioned style revolver. It's a proper, what do you call it, maybe a six-shooter or something, or a double barrel, it looks like there.
Yeah, and if you look also at the metal on the barrel, it's kind
Mm.
of tempered, like
Yeah,
kind of interestingly. I don't know. You've seen that in kind of like older guns like that, so that's really impressive that he even put that detail into that, showing the history of that weapon.
absolutely. Do you know, I'm not even clear who the cover artist is. Let's quickly check. I'll just go to the next page. So that is, it's Jonathan Glapion or it's J.H. Williams III. I can't tell. There's a little like signature there, but I can't really make it out. Can you see the very bottom, the bottom right
Yeah,
corner?
I'm trying to look at that too.
Not to worry. Okay, so let's get in. So we open up. This is a crazy, like, what do you call it, in media res. It's in the middle of an action scene. We see Gunslinger Spawn is being attacked by what looks like a group of mini clowns. Now, do you know much about this clown character?
No, I really don't. I know I read the previous issue just to refresh my memory. He's
Okay,
like some enemy that is trying to convert like Gunslinger to like manipulate him in a certain way to do something, and so that's why
yeah,
he's attacking him. And then so he has these minions of his, I should say.
I'm the same. I only got into Spawn fairly recently, like about this time last year. I've been reading it for a year. I've not got a big background, but all I know is that Clown is one of the original villains from the main series. But
Mm,
in this one, AC, it's weird. It's like I'm not even sure how he's done this, but he's got this ability to create like mini me's, mini versions of Clown who
yes.
just going for it. Okay, cool. Also, just let's point out the. Have you noticed the change in Gunslinger's mask? They slightly changed the design maybe a few issues ago. It's like a
Are
weird
you?
white kind of bandana style thing to separate him from
Oh,
Spawn. He just
yes.
looked like Spawn
Yes.
before, with a big hat on.
Yes, yes, you do have a point there. I didn't even notice that because it was just kind of it looks very natural, like with
Yeah,
the
it
because
does.
I thought he always had the bandana, so that's interesting that it wasn't there before.
Cool. Okay, let's just move on. Here we go. So on this next page, we get the introduction in this issue to a character called Dakota, who's got an amazingly large hat, which I really like, very wide, wide brim, and she's kind of a kind of queen of the dinosaurs. She's got this power where she can control or even like materialize dinosaurs. What do you think about her in this issue?
I really like how later on you'll see that they focus on like why she's with Spawn and
Mm,
which decisions she has to make. But yeah, her like what she does in this issue with the fighting and stuff and calling on her dinosaurs to do the fighting is really cool, really unique. I'm not sure why. It's kind of interesting her costume design with the dinosaurs, like how that
yeah,
works, but I mean, maybe it's a little Dinotopia inspiration. I don't know, because they all were wearing like kind of old style clothes in that movie. Anyways,
yeah.
it's cool. I like this character. She's not she's pretty well written, so I like her.
Where are we here? So on the third page, we get some proper dinosaur action. Now we were talking just before we went live. The artist Brett Booth, it's kind of famous that he loves drawing dinosaurs, and you can see that, can't you, in the detail, in the care, in the picture here.
Yeah, this I mean, when you sent this to me to read it and I got to this page, I was like, this is heaven for me because I'm a big dinosaur nut. So seeing like a properly drawn dinosaur with like proportion and even like some extra details here, it's really well. It's pleasing to the eye and I don't know if he's ever done Jurassic Park comics, but that'd be pretty cool if he did because he would do a proper job with that.
I was thinking, no way. I was thinking like the same thing. It was like you were saying, these dinosaurs, they're not goofy, they're realistic, and they look like they just come straight off the screen from Jurassic Park. It's a good
Yes.
point. Now I'm trying to remember the name of this creature, this crazy Hellspawn demon. I've got a feeling, is it Devourer? No, I could be
It's
wrong there, but
Violator.
oh,
If you
that's
look,
it.
it's
Nice
Violator.
one. You got it. So Violator is fighting these dinosaurs. We've got Clown who's trying to attack, and that was Gunslinger or Dakota. Not really sure. It's pretty much all action, isn't it? There's not that much narration or dialogue going on.
Yes, literally every panel is either the dinosaur or Violator biting or punching, and then Clown either is punching or Gunslinger is shooting. Like there's literally action on every single panel. It's impressive.
It is. It is good, and I'm also a fan of these colours as well. It's a little bit of a limited palette, but I do like this page here where you've got this kind of orangey red explosion behind the dinosaurs. It's pretty cool.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on. So it says here that Clown is used to controlling monsters and demons, but for some reason, dinosaurs don't fall into that category, so he can't control them. That's a good sign.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting that he writes this in here, Todd. Like he wrote that in there. So I'm sure that we'll have a bigger meeting later on. But that was really interesting to read that.
Me too. Same here. It's good to as a reminder as well, because I just can't remember. But yeah, I think this battle has been going on for a couple of issues now. It's crazy, and when I'm not even sure, AC, like what the aim is. All I know is that I think Clown is trying to either kill Gunslinger, but it's a way to lure Spawn, the original Spawn, Al
Yes,
Simmons,
yes,
into, isn't it? He's after him, really, isn't he?
yes, he is.
This page really got me. As like, what is going on? We were waiting for Javi is called Javier, so Gunslinger to make an attack, and he comes in. We're not even sure what kind of weapon he's got here. Is it like a double bladed thing?
He's got a knife that he keeps in his hat. I think that's the
Yeah.
knife that he keeps in his hat, and he's
Okay.
getting ready to slice his throat. Well, actually, he does it at the bottom here.
He does. So we get a little not info dump, but a brief box here where it says that Clown's skin is thick and scaled, so it is actually hard to penetrate. And earlier on, it was saying that he can't really be killed, he can't be shot like dead. He can be injured, he can be hurt, but yeah, it's weird, that, isn't it? He sounds like a very tough character.
Yes.
Here we go. So let's move on. So we've got Dakota here, like she's fighting back. She's not happy that Clown's trying to take out the dinosaurs, and here she gets grabbed by Violator. Look at the size of his hand here in that second to bottom panel.
Yes.
She looks tiny, doesn't she?
Oh yeah, yeah. This creature is just really interesting. The design of him. He's got like three horns. One of them is like on top of his head, almost like an inverted unicorn.
Yeah.
And then he's got these creepy like giant hands. It's just like I don't know. It's this weird monster, which I guess works well with the weird clown character.
It is. It does work well, and it's saying here like this demonic creature apparently has been holding back because he knows, and this is a bit of a surprise. The woman is his master's daughter, so this is suggesting that Clown is Dakota's father somehow.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't realize that because maybe They might have hinted at in a previous issue. I
I
don't
think so,
remember.
yeah, but I'd forgotten too, mate.
Yeah, you just forget about it because it's just a small hint, and then yeah, but it definitely hits home in this issue with that.
Okay, this this next page here, the is it the end panel made me laugh. You've got a weird scene. It's almost like a bit of a slapstick comedy scene where Clown is trying to get Gunslinger to attack him, and he's got him on his back. I think he's grabbing hold of him. Gunslinger's got him, and he's running towards this metal pipe. And what happens here? Gunslinger smacks
Yeah,
into it. That's a bit weird.
it was funny, but it was kind of upsetting because Gunslinger had him dead to rights, and then like this kind of goofy situation happened. So
Hmm.
maybe it was done just for comedic effect, just to be funny. But um, yeah, I don't know. It was kind of an odd thing in this comic so far.
No, you're right, because as you were saying, you went from one moment he was almost like slitting Clown's throat to the next he's got this comedy scene where he's doing it. But I've noticed that throughout this series, Todd McFarlane does seem to enjoy, keeping some kind of humour in here along with the crazy, over-the-top violence.
Yes.
All right, so here we go. So yeah, we get a good view of Violator here, as you say, with those weird three-pronged horns. So what's going on here? They're both attacking, and okay, this is it. We've got Violator going for one of Dakota's dinosaurs yet again. There's a big chomp sound
Yes.
effect going on there. So can I ask you briefly, like, what do you think of the art? Because Brett Booth is getting a lot of praise for this book, and people are surprised that There were rumours he was going to be on for a year, and then it got extended to longer. But it's like, is this issue 22, 23 now? He's still here.
Yeah, I'm glad that he's still around because I don't really see any other way that the big monsters, even the characters, would be drawn. Because the consistency with the big creatures being drawn in
Yeah.
good detail, and then even like the regular characters too, it just shows the talent of Red Booth. So I appreciate, like I said, I appreciate the detail with the monsters. It's really good.
Me too, me too. And as you say, yeah, I'm really glad he's still on the title. Most people who talk about this, who leave comments about this, or who reading it, say the same thing. It's like Brett Booth. He looks like he's having the time of his life drawing this,
Yes,
doesn't he?
yes.
We get this great scene here. Look at this page here, where you get it's a lovely perspective of Gunslinger like coming out of the page, like attacking. Wow.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. So back to the Violator again. He's still attacking. He's after Gunslinger. He misses him. Violator gets distracted by another dinosaur. He's going for it. Again, you could say, come on, it's an excuse for Brett to just draw more dinosaurs.
Yes, and yeah, if we look at that last big panel, so we see the
Yeah.
proportion size. So that's a T-Rex, and this Violator is roughly the same size of a T-Rex. So we've all seen Jurassic Park. So imagine that Violator just in Jurassic Park like that size. I mean, that's pretty creepy. That's pretty huge, creepy, grotesque looking monster that like Spawn is gonna go toe to toe with, or he was going toe to toe with.
Yes, absolutely. It is. It's a great design. He looks dangerous as hell.
Yes.
Um, They've kind of been playing through the series. They see they've been playing up that Gunslinger Spawn. They're saying like he's probably the weakest out of all the Hellspawn so far. I'm not sure why. Whether that's just to goad him or what. But I think he does pretty well against it because he doesn't get killed, does he? He manages to
No.
survive. But what happens here? One of the dinosaurs gets taken out by Violator's front unicorn style
Oh my
horn.
goodness,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
This was painful to read and watch. And I mean, look at the level of detail here on that bottom panel with the horn going through the eye, and then you see the eyeball on the end of the horn there.
Nice catch.
And
That's a good one. Yeah, look at
yeah,
that.
and in the next panel you see it again. Like there's that level of detail. Like the eye is still there hanging on
Oh yeah, it
on the
is.
horn.
This one got me as
Oh,
well, where you see is basically he's ripping the dinosaur's head off, and we see
yes.
the internal organs. We see, oh my god, what is going on?
It's beautiful.
Beautiful. It's gory. It's crazy. You can imagine like teenage boys probably loving this comic at the moment. It's perfect,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes, it is.
That's why I enjoy it. It's the teenage boy still trapped in my body. AC. Let's enjoy this.
I understand that.
Okay, so we move on a little bit. Again, we go back to the father-daughter dynamic here, where we get a bit of a narration saying that Dakota's attacking her father. She wants to deliver a message. She's like, "Come on, do it! Stop threatening to kill me, kill me!" And he whacks her. He knocks her flying. there's some weird hole opens up behind her, and then we get the last page here. So warning for spoilers, but this has been out for quite a few days now. But let's show it. The last page. What happens here, AC? Can you describe what's happening?
Yeah, so like her dad pretty much like Spartan kicks her into this hole that appeared out of nowhere, and then apparently she's gonna fall into this near bottomless pit. And this I didn't yeah, like I didn't see this coming because the hole just appeared out of nowhere, and that was just kind of weird, like just random for that to happen. But
Yeah.
I'm sure like this is gonna have something to do in the next issue, and I'm hoping it'll be worth in my opinion, kind of like the stupidity of just getting Spartan kicked into a hole.
Yeah.
So I think she'll have her revenge, and it'll be good.
I hope so. I think she'll be okay because if you look, of course, she's still got hold of a whip there, which I think that could have a play. She's going to maybe like do an Indiana Jones style, like whip around something and like stop herself from falling down this bottomless pit.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, for kind of being, dropped right into Gunslinger Spawn, what would you give this issue if you had to rate it? What would you give it out of 10?
Well, that's hard because I'm not much of a rater. I like stuff and I don't like stuff. So it's either a 7 or 8 out of 10 because there was so much action in a lot of these pages, so much detail drawn with the goriness of the fights, like the dinosaur chomping on Violator, or
Yeah.
like his eye getting poked out, and then also Spawn gets kind of not decapitated, but he gets punctured in the chest too, and
Yeah, he does.
so like that alone is worth a lot of points. But then also, and I told you this before, but Todd's like narrating is something kind of unique for me because I didn't expect to, I guess, read the story instead of read it through the character's dialogue. And so I actually really enjoy that because he's very descriptive when he's writing like what's happening in the scene. And so I like that. That gives it a lot of points too. And I think it was a fun read. It was a really really fun read. I read it twice because it was just such a fun read. So yeah, I think seven. I would say 8 out of 10. Be generous and give it 8 out of 10.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm the same, mate. I'm very close, so I'm either a 7.5, but I'm going to go for an 8 because, like you, this is the second time I've read it, getting ready for this review, and I just had a really good time reading it. I've been reading different comics before this, and this one was just a blast. So, I'm not ashamed to say that. You could argue, yeah, this is just for teenage kids or teenage boys, but I am enjoying this series. I'm enjoying the joy that I think Todd McFarlane and Brett Booth are having, like creating this, drawing it, writing it. It is so much fun. So I appreciate getting your take on this.
Hey, I appreciate you having me on, and I'm glad that you started this journey a year ago, and I was introduced to that or to this by you reading this comic series. So it's been a blast.
Yeah, good. Me too. It's mad, isn't it? That it's like it'll be coming on for 2 years soon when it gets to issue 24. That's crazy how the time has flown that this has been going for 2 years. We've got this, we've got King Spawn as well. We've got the Scorch, the team book, which is, I think it's the high teens now. So things looking good for Todd McFarlane and the Spawn universe. Okay, so let's wrap things up. So, by the way, just before we go, let me shout out, let you shout it out. Angry Canadien, I keep calling you AC. I've got the AC on over here because it's really hot, as you know, in Japan.
Me too.
If you want to shout out your channel, what you've got coming up, please do let people know where they can find you.
Well, folks can find me on Twitter or YouTube at Angry Canadien, and that's spelled with an IEN at the end, not the English Canadian IAN. And as far as upcoming stuff, I stream every once in a while, depending on my schedule. And I'm not sure when you're going to publish this, but just follow me on Twitter. You can see the updates on when I will stream. I stream anything from video games to video game music talk, and I make the occasional guest appearance talking about comics or other nerd-related stuff. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
That's cool. No, I appreciate it. Appreciate you coming on. Hopefully I'll have this done and up sometime tomorrow. For me, well, for us in Japan, it's tomorrow, this Saturday morning. So, yeah. And it was seeing you on Pops, being interviewed on Pops, talking about comics that you enjoyed in the past that got me to, to like shout you out for this and see if you were interested. So I appreciate you sparing your time and doing this review with me.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you inviting me. And yeah, you and Pops are probably like the two main guys as to why I'm getting interested in reading comics. It's a lot of stuff that I missed out on, so I'm very thankful for both of you guys doing these videos. They're very informative.
Nice one. That's cool. Okay, so that's it for the review. Hope you enjoyed it. Please do drop a comment if you enjoyed the review, or if you're reading Gunslinger Spawn or not. I'd love to hear from you, and hope to see you in a future video. This is Gray from say that again. This is Gray from Wakizashi's Teahouse signing off, and who is it?